This might seem like a regular cowbell, but at Mississippi State, it's a symbol of tradition that Bulldog fans have used throughout the decades to help cheer on their teams. What you don't see are the stories that each cowbell carries with it.
A family friend that gave it to me as a graduation present. They were big Mississippi State fans. They kind of made me bleed maroon. I hid it under my gown, so then once I got my diploma, I held it up and rang it, gave it a good old ring. I don't think the Ole Miss fans were too happy about it. And actually, when I was ringing it at the Egg Bowl last year, last Thanksgiving, I wasn't ringing too responsibly, and the bell fell out and flew a couple rows in front of me. If I forget it, I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what other fans do. I guess they ring pom-poms or something, but I just love the cowbell. It's so embedded in our tradition.
This actually belonged to my best friend who passed away from cystic fibrosis complications in August. He was a huge Mississippi State fan, would have totally been here today with probably all 15 of his cowbells that he owned. His history with Mississippi State goes back to when he was a small child. He had a brother that was also sick, and Coach Jackie Sherrill came to the hospital when his brother was in the hospital and brought him a signed football. But it's important because it was his brother's and he picked that out. And so he liked that, he kept that, just that sentimental value.
How many games have you taken the cowbell to?
This is actually the first one. I asked his mom and she said, oh yeah, she said take as many as you want. So this is the first one, probably the first one of many.
What gave you the idea to bring the cowbell to the games?
I just knew that it would be, that he would be here. If he were alive, that he would be here. And I wanted to make sure that there was a piece of him at this particular game. We had these little ones that when anytime a baby is born in our family, that's the first gift they get. So it's bad luck to buy your own first cowbell. This was actually my husband's. It's actually been in our family for about 30 years. However, all of our children have rang that bell at all the different games throughout their lives.
Do you carry the family cowbell with you to every game?
We surely do. We do. We laugh and say that we clank the whole way. So, but it's a good noise to us.
This is the bell that I bought in college. I probably bought this bell about 1960, I'm going to say 63, 64, right along in there. You'll see these old decals. You just about don't find those decals anymore like that. You can tell the old bell that the metal in them is just different. They got some brads in the side of them here. The wail and everything is just a lot stronger and better than the newer bells that they make now. The new bells got a two-piece dinger. These old bells has got a one-piece, and they're just much louder. This is one of my favorite bells here. This is just several years ago. My niece painted this. This is our state. This is one of our slogans that Dan Mullen came out with.
Our uncle actually makes cowbells. He sells them to a bunch of places here in Starkville, and actually my senior year for my senior project I made cowbells, so it's kind of been in our blood for a long time. How do you make a cowbell? It comes with just this bar right here in the bell, and the ringer's already in it, so you just have to take a cutting torch and cut the top piece out of this, and take a piece of pipe, put down in there and weld it, do a little welding to secure the bell, and then slip a grip on there, and it's ready to rock.
It's definitely had some wear and tear. You can see right here it's cracked, and I actually had this end re-welded a couple years ago, and I'm about to get this one done after this season. This is about the fourth one of these that I've had. Just wear and tear from using a lot, they just wear out. You can actually reach in right here and feel the metal is actually warped in a circle around where the bells hit. I've always said if I have a fire in my house, once all the living creatures, my roommates and my dogs are out, I take the cowbell, then the animal mounts on my wall.